What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I want to give you a really quick crash course on XLeads and how to use it. I'm trying to make this under 30 minutes so you can get a complete crash course on what is XLeads, how to use it, and why XLeads is the ultimate software for wholesaling real estate. So if you want to know what XLeads is, it is actually a software that me and Rick Ginn developed that is a complete change on what you're used to. You're used to paying thousands of dollars every single month for wholesaling real estate softwares because you have to have a CRM, you have to have AI, some AI type thing, you have this filtering and list stacking software. You're paying 30 grand for a disposition software and $150, $200 a month for a CRM. And really, when you add them all up, you're paying thousands of dollars a month for wholesaling real estate data that is being marked up at 1,000%, right? So really what I wanted to do was give you a software that has everything all together. Because even if you use the best of every software, if I get a deal under contract, it's going to be separate in my CRM than in the disposition software. And when I'm doing my list polling, it's going to be different than the CRM, and just everything's all over the board. You have to have all these different softwares, and it's just a mess. So what XLeads is X marks the spot. It is the go-to, it is the everything software for wholesaling real estate. So if you're looking to find sellers, actually do your acquisitions and follow up with your sellers, actually have a really good CRM. And then when you're looking to actually sell your deal, dispo the deal, it's good to go. So locking up a deal, finding the seller, and then selling the deal to a cash buyer is all within XLeads. AI, all these great things. And so under 30-minute crash course, I'm going to try and make this as fast as possible. I'm not trying to rush how amazing XLeads is, but really do the quickest overall view crash course on XLeads. And so if you want to sign up, just go to xleads.com and let's break this all down. So right now we are inside of my XLeads account, and really what I'm going to do is just kind of give you an overview from left to right, the wholesaling real estate process. So let's go from the marketing, the acquisitions, then the dispositions. Now, with under 30 minutes, I'm definitely not going to be able to do a full, complete breakdown. But if you want to see that, just go to the XLeads YouTube channel, or you just go to xleads.com. It's going to be all in here. So here we are. We are inside of XLeads, and we are ready to go. And obviously, I don't think I mentioned, this is all completely cheaper than getting $1,000 a month, right? Those plans start at $49 a month. This is why XLeads is the ultimate software for wholesaling. So we're in our dashboard here. Let's kind of talk about finding leads. Now, we are, in my opinion, for XLeads, the best of the best at every part of wholesaling. And this is why it's taken me years to develop this. So if you're used to going out here and using a data software, right? A software to actually get data in wholesaling real estate, you are going to find that XLeads gets the same data as the big partners or the big softwares in wholesaling real estate. So you think of these massive software companies that you think like get the best data ever. Like they get it from a data broker. They get it from a massive data broker site, multi-billion-dollar corporations that are public on the New York Stock Exchange. And we get it from the same source. And we're confirmed from these companies that they are from the same source. And so when you pull a list from here versus industry-leading software that you're used to, you're going to find we're pretty much one for one on our values, the type of lists, and really even the comping data and MLS data. And so you might ask, how often is this data updated? The MLS data is every single day. And for most of the lists, they are going to be updated daily. There are some that are weekly, like the zombie properties list. But pretty much it is at least weekly or daily, freshly done. Our skip tracing can be filtered for how you want it. So really quick, if you're used to any other software, it's pretty much the same, except the UI or the user interface, in my opinion, is the best of the best. So what you want to do if you are going to go out here and choose a market. So we have recent searches in here, but let's kind of do a new market. Let's do Jacksonville, Florida. And so we're going to go to Jacksonville, North Carolina, my friends, great market. But let's do Jacksonville, Florida, see results. And we have Jacksonville, Florida right here. Now, I'm playing around with this. And so you can go out here, do clusters, parcels, go by loan to values and all these things. But this is the default right here. And what you want to do really quick is if you want to go out here, you can go in your filters and really get crazy on the filtering. But if you just want to do a quick filter, like you click this button right here, And what it's going to do is give you a quick filter. So really quick, hey, Zach, I want to get a quick list. Maybe let's do some pre-foreclosures. And what you want to do is include and exclude things. The reason why XLeads works so well is it is simple. It is not complicated. We're not trying to make everything so confusing for you. And so you're going to exclude. Remember, with every other software, you have to go in here and say yes or no, and you got to click the tabs, and there's 5,000 drop downs. I'm not looking to do that. What I'm looking to do here is just exclude active listings. I don't want any MLS deals, and I'm good to go. Also in here, for most beginners out here, I will tell you, you should exclude this active investor owned. If you want to hover over active investor owned, you're going to see this tab. Properties are considered active investor owned if the owner has multiple properties and at least one of these properties were purchased in the past 3 years. Now, you're going to see inside of XLeads, there's no filtering for how many properties the person owns. That can get very misconstrued in my opinion. And so what we did is we just had a simple, easy tab right here for an active investor owned. So the problem is it gets a little skewed, right? Because you do wholesaling deals where somebody owns 3 or 4 houses or they get inherited it. It's a good seller and you're going to filter them out, which in my opinion sucks. You lose out on wholesaling deals doing that. What you want to do is you want to filter out people that own a lot of properties, but you kind of don't at the same time. You want to exclude or filter out the investors who own multiple properties. Very, very clear distinction. And we had some proprietary data on this, and so we have active investor owned. You want to exclude that, and pretty much what you're going to find is a lot better data. And so really quick, didn't filter out an insane amount doing that, but hey, not terrible. So we're going to go back into filters here, and then we're going to get a really good list here. So we're going to go do individual, which is really nice. Years of ownership. It's a pre-foreclosure list, so that doesn't really matter too much. Now, if this is a high equity, I would say 3, 4, 5 years. But it's a high equity list, so I'm not really going to care too much on that. You do out of state, in-state absentee owner, original owner, owner occupied. You can get crazy. Equity. So it is a little different than what you're used to with, say, a regular software. The reason is we don't go off of equity. We go off of something called loan to value, which is pretty much the same as equity, except we found having this creates slightly more accurate results than just standard equity guessing. And so this does a lot better. And so what it does is it looks at the value of the property and what the loan is. And what's asking you is how much do you want the loan to be valued compared to the property? And so if a property is worth 100 grand, I don't want the loan to be more than 40% of the value of the house. And so if you're used to in your head 60% equity, you don't want the loan to be more than 40% of the value of the house. And so it's kind of flipped, if that makes sense. So if I want to have a 70% equity or more, I'm going to put, I don't want the property to have a loan that is more than 30% of the value. Pretty simple, that's how you do it. You can filter by loan types, everything like that. I really wouldn't go crazy in there, interest rates, things like that. We don't have any active listings on here. Sale date, we kind of have years of ownership, so you don't have to go nuts with this. And this will filter out a little more at about 2,500, which honestly is not that bad. You can go here and just do, hey, I only want to deal with single family. Multi is cool. This is a pre-foreclosure list, so land's not really going to matter. So I want to go crazy with that. But multi, maybe you want a townhouse. You're in Jacksonville, right? You can switch by year built, square feet, all these things. It's really not going to matter too much for you. And we're going to pull here is pretty much a decent pre-foreclosure list. What I'll tell you is go by ascending order. Click that. And don't go by distance because it's for the whole city, guys. I would go by the last notice date. Last notice date is going to be a lot better here for your pre-foreclosures. And these are going to be really, really, really fresh pre-foreclosure data. Now, this video has to be edited, so the dates look a little off, but it takes a little bit of time for the editing team to go edit this. But as of this recording, this is the freshest pre-foreclosures. You compare this pre-foreclosure list to your industry-leading data, it's not even in contest, okay? So, this is today, okay? So just understand this. And so, again, the editors, so you're like, wait, this is a little off. Compare this to your other data providers. We get the pre-foreclosures as fresh as possible. It's really cool, and we're able to refresh the data. It's a little more costly, but in my opinion, worth it for having my reputation behind a data company. So this is how you really pull out here a list. Again, I would love to go out here for another 45 minutes, just talk about list pulling, all this stuff. Gonna make it really simple. On top of this too, you are able to use AI. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, reset some of these filters. You're going to be able to choose one zip code every single month with your subscription of XLeads. And that zip code is going to have AI list stacking in it. And so what I chose for my zip code is my favorite zip code in my local market, which is going to be the 34953. And what it's going to do is auto list stack. So basically what AI does is it looks at around 100 data points, over 100 lists, and looks at things like, was there a probate filed on the property, how much ownership or how long they've had it, equity, all these different data points. And what it's going to do is assign a score on the property to see basically from 0 to 100, how likely is this person wanting to sell going to be a wholesaling deal or not. Now, it is not 1000% accurate, but one thing I'll tell you is it's better than any other AI list stacking, because what it does is, hey, this thing stacks more than once and we weight every data point with a certain algorithm. So for example, if it's a pre-foreclosure, it's automatically going to get a bump around 300 points, right? Like a baseline 400 or 500 pre-foreclosure. Okay, now we're at 750, 800. Wow, they've owned it for 10 years. Bump that up even more and you're going to get more list stacking. Now, some of these lists are going to be internal. So for example, a probate pre-foreclosure, which is one of the most motivated type lists possible, it's not going to show you a probate. That's going to be an internal data point that is on the back end. It bumps the score, but you don't see it. So you're going to have to kind of trust if it's going to be high or not, right? You got 866, 956, right? All these things. So like, for example, this property right here has got a high wholesale score, which you might not think's crazy, but just pull it and see. And you're not going to get a ton, right? So this zip code is not massive. But what I'm going to do is let's do a wholesale score 800 or above. There's not going to be much. So that's why you don't want to do the whole county, because it's going to be like a 600-700 list. And you're going to pay, in my opinion, probably too much money for it. So what you want to do is pull this list every other month in a zip code. Or I'd probably pull the list, pull another zip code, then do another zip code. And then for the next month, now assign the other zip code on. So you want to assign 4 zip codes in 4 months and just redo it for fresh data. It's best to pull this list every 3 or 4 months. You obviously can go here and upgrade and get more. You have an option of just buying an AI zip code once, and for the rest of your term of owning XLeads, it will be free. So that's pretty much at cost. You can pay to have a whole county AI for the rest of your life, like evergreen in here. Not cheap, but AI is not cheap. So you can pay once, cry once, and you have the AI forever in there, which is pretty dang cool. But, you know, we could scroll down here, see some higher ones here. This one, for example, high wholesale score, pre-foreclosure, high equity, probably some inheritance or something like that. It's going to be in there. On top of that, with the XLeads, you're able to get a XLeads value. You're able to get a rental, and you get a wholesale, or what we call an instant MAO. Our instant MAO is going to be basically what our wholesale score or what our wholesale price should roughly be for here. What it is, it's basically, here's MAO, and what the wholesale score is, it's basically on our algorithm just slightly under MAO. So you make about 10, 20 grand on that. So if the retail's 490, wholesale score is 319, so you should focus around this area. It's not gospel. It is not the only list or thing you should be doing, but it's pretty dang good. So MAO on this deal is probably 340, 330. So you want to be offering and being around 320 for a good wholesaling deal. Probably this thing needs a lot of work. So roughly it's not 100% accurate. When ARVs get above 400, it starts getting a little too skewed in my opinion. But most properties that you're going to wholesale are between 100 and 400. So the cheaper the house, usually the better it's going to be on here. And so you're able to go by, look at all these properties and really guess exactly what's going to be best for you, right? So we go here, we look at this. Wholesale score 240 for a 368 retail. It's pretty good for Port St. Lucie, so I think that's really, really good. You can add it to your leads. You can Google your results. So I like just copying this over and Googling a picture of it, but you just click Google results and boom, it's going to pop up. You want to check out Zillow, all those good things. On top of this too, you have a great comparables feature. Again, running through this, trying to make this crash course, but what it's going to be able to do is look at properties of similar square feet, say yes, yes, no, yes, no, and then you get an average square foot. You can multiply it by your property. Heck, you can download a report that will go inside of your CRM. So let's kind of go back into the CRM. Let's say somebody let's get rid of these really quick. Let's just add this property to our CRM. So let's add it to my leads. So 2874 Southwest Lucerne Street. And what we're going to do is click a button that says Save to CRM and save that property to our CRM. Now it gets moved to our CRM. Now, our CRM, I can go for probably 2 hours on this, but what I'm telling you to do is CRM is divided into 3 categories: properties, contacts, and our Scrum Board. It's a little more advanced than that, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to make it a little easier for you. So properties, so we got the property here, going to do Lucerne Street. What we're going to do here is just have everything about the property here, talk about it. I can add, my boss man, go look at it, right? But the cool part about the CRM is everything in here is auto-filled out. This is a really cool feature that you're probably not used to with your CRM. You got to go out here and do all these crazy advanced CRM, Zapier integrations, and it's not even that perfect. Well, it already has the lot size, year built, all the information about the property is already filled in for you, even on public information. It's doing all the public data. So this CRM, which you're never going to see on another CRM, scrapes the property appraiser or county data. And so we have our AVM, so our actual value of the property, or our model, our XLeads value. It has a market value from the county, and then assessed value, transfer, and all this stuff, right? And you get the transaction history, which no CRM is going to pop this up. It's pretty dang cool. But you can do the lead stages, under contract, deal. So if the deal goes under contract, the status is going to change, which is pretty cool. We'll save the info on this. And what we're going to do is let's run over to the Scrum Board. So let's say this deal is just a lead right now, right? So let's save that right quick. We're going to do add to Scrum Board. Scrum Board, our big board, or what I call our CEO board, is really where you're going to live out. So this CRM can get super stupid advanced, really, really advanced. So you got to be a little careful here, but it's also really simple and really easy for beginners. And so this is what the Scrum Board looks like. Basically from left to right, the wholesaling real estate process. Now I added these in. You can actually add a column. So you can delete this column, add a column, and you can move where the columns are going to be. So let's move this back here. And really what I like looking at wholesaling is a left to right. So every single lead in here has to have something. So the person wants to sell. Okay, well, we need to follow up with them and set the appointment. Then go to the appointment, then get the property under contract, then assign it, and then close it. Pretty simple right here. So that's how the CRM works. We can add tasks. We can go out here and get a calendar, which we have all of our appointments set, and like that. We can even click here and connect our calendar to another one. So our Google Calendar, it's all kind of synced in with a third party. That's pretty cool here. And then everything's in here in the Scrum Board. So I love the Scrum Board. It's where I live off of. All my JV deals, everything's going to be in here. It's simple. It's easy. You don't really have this with another CRM. This is why I love it so much. And you got to pay around $150 for something like this. I mean, XLeads is cheaper than that. So that's why it's pretty dang cool. We also, for the sake of time, can't show this. We have our rehab estimators, deal analyzers, all these things. But let's say we got this deal and we have the appointment set and now we locked it up. So yes, it's under contract. Now we need to dispo it, right? So let's kind of show exactly how to dispo. What we're going to do here is go to lead pipes, go to investor leads. So remember, property leads is finding motivated sellers. Investor leads is going out here and finding buyers. And what I'm going to do here is go randomly. So let's just find flippers in, let's just pick an old zip code I was looking at, right, in Indianapolis. And we're going to find here is, let's get rid of these filters. Okay, I have no filters on there. I do a lot of demos for people today. But really, what you're going to find is just choose a zip code where you locked up the deal. You can even do city or county. And what our XLeads is going to do is it's going to give you our X buyers list, which you're used to paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year for a disposition software. And with XLeads, you're able to instantly do this. Your favorite other software, so let's call it whatever, right, software, it can't do this. And so we get the same data as them, but we have proprietary algorithms and really, really cool data that the $50,000 a year softwares have. And so what it does is it finds people that buy houses, flip them. We look at average gross profit. We look at what they bought them for and what they sold them for to figure out, is this a builder? Is this an actual cash buyer, flipper, all these cool things. And so you get all this data here inside of XLeads. So for example, OE Homes is purchasing properties here for $4,000 and then making a gross profit of $348. That is going to be an extreme case of a builder, right? This is not a builder. Now, if you're looking here to Let's just scroll down a little more. Terra Capital, CC Fund, or Rise Builders. That's obviously a builder. It's either looking at purchase price and average gross profit. So what you want to do here is just go to filters. Let's just do Indianapolis. Let's make it a little bigger. So Indianapolis, Florida. I mean, Indiana, my bad. So let's filter that out here. And what we're going to do is filter it out. And we don't want any builders, right? This is for property. So we don't want the average flipper to make more than $70,000 profit. And we want them to have a minimum purchase price of 40 grand. So I did not leave out the builders. Some disposition softwares say no builders, no hedge funds. I feel like you still need builders if you're wholesaling land. So we still have that in there. And what you want to do is what that is going to filter out all of the builders, all the hedge funds, all those guys, right? And we're going to find are people flipping houses in Indianapolis that are actual flippers. So for example, Simple Quarters here. Holy mother of pearl. Let me look up this. Let me look up this company. Make sure they're not a builder. Simple Quarters is, look at this. So I'm just searching this here. The simple way to sell your Indianapolis house. So this is basically a wholesaler. So I don't have any opinion of these people. I don't know who, but these look like wholesalers, like a big wholesale company. And Homeboy here flipped 279 houses this year. He's buying them for 56 grand and he's selling them for, let's see, what is he selling for? Let's look at this here. We get all their data too. We get their buy box, all these things. He's made $19 million. He's flipped 315 houses. He's making a ton of money. So we have to go here in some insights, but he's purchasing for 57 grand. He's making a ton of money on these flips. So it looks like Simple Quarters is making an average profit of 57 grand and buying them for 56 grand. So total profit 16 million. So that's a pretty good deal. Like this guy, instant cash buyer, right? And we're just going to flip here. I mean, it's a big area. So RPM Holdings, that's a negative. That might be a bank, but probably a financial services company if you don't want to deal with that. But like JC Realty looks decent, right? So I'm just going to go search them up here. And remember, when you search these people up, you don't have to pay for the skip tracing because their phone number usually pops up when you look at them. But this looks like just an actual like flipper, right? But this person has flipped 16 houses and they buy them for 76 and they make 45 grand a flip. It's pretty dang good. I'll call them up, see if they want to be my buyer, right? Pretty simple. Then you put them under contacts as a buyer. So we can create them as a buyer and just put all their info in here. So like, I don't know, JC Flips, JC@jc.com. Just really quick, like this guy said, oh, I want to be your buyer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right? So what I'm going to do is just put yes for a buyer. Heck, I can even make JV partners in the CRM, right? The type of buyer, this person is going to be, they could be a landlord. I would say rehabber though. You can link them to other properties, just save it. Now I have a good buyer inside of here. I can put their buy box, their preferences, financing, family associates, linked properties. So if they buy your deal, you're good to go. Pretty dang cool. But go back here to contacts. Let's say I want to go out here and get all my local buyers. I click filter buyers. All my buyers pop up. I can click email and boom, I got to click it. There you go. I can click select all, click email, and boom, I can email blast on my buyers my deal. On top of this too, if I go back to my property, so again, trying to go as quick as possible here for the fastest crash course. Let's say this deal I'm trying to sell now. Let's say I lock it up. What I'm going to do here is go to property, go to listing information. Actually, not listing, I just got to get description. So amazing deal for sale. Must sell cash. Right? Save all info. And what I'm gonna do for the sake of time, I wish I can do like a 5,000 hour course here, which in XLeads YouTube channel, you can see it. But let's say I lock the deal up for 100 grand and I want to sell it for 120 grand. I'm gonna go to listing info on the sale here, say yes, list it. So if I locked it up for 100, I want to sell it for 120. Just put it $120,000. Go here to any other price. You can do that too, but do $120,000. Save the info. And what I want to do if I have time, I would put pictures of the property in photos and videos. But just to make this really quick, I'm going to click save it first, and then click to publish property. what it's going to do is it's going to publish your deal, and you're going to have a deal listing page. And so I'm just going to put Zach Ginn, Zach at XLeads.com, and then 222-222-1111, right? And what we're going to do is click save, go back to publish property, and boom. We have a unique selling page, which, guys, the images would be here, right? You got 4 or 5 pictures of this, right? And boom, it's going to have a map. It's going to have the pictures of the property, the pricing, the year built, all this great stuff in here. And boom, I have a unique page with my company, all my information, and it has the photos. Let me see if I got, let me get some quick time here. Okay, just added the pictures just to show you how quick it is. So go back to publish property, go back to the link, and boom. Okay, so just to show you this, I'm gonna squeeze some extra time, go a little over, why not? But you have the pictures of the house, obviously, right? And boom, you have a unique page which you can just copy the URL, send it to your buyers. Once they're good to go, the description's in there, and boom, you have a deal site, you have email blasting options, you can call these people up. Guys, a lot of people think a $50,000 a year dispo software sells your deal for you. It does not. What you have to do is it provides all this stuff, but you still have to go out here and reach out to the buyers. And we give it to you right there. Remember, the phone numbers you can lead trace and actually go and skip trace it for only 7 cents, which is cheaper than the $50,000 a year software. So it's pretty much the best you could possibly have. Most buyers, their phone numbers are already public, so that makes it a lot easier. But overall, this is a quick crash course on XLeads. I've tried to make this as quick as possible. But XLeads, there's so much, guys. Like, just go to the XLeads YouTube channel or just go to freewholesaling.com. We have a whole XLeads section which shows you this. But really, a awesome crash course on XLeads is what we did here, just to show you how easy and simple it is. But also, it's the best data, and it can be as complicated as you want to make it, right? We have tasks here, follow-ups. Didn't even be able to talk about that. There's a lot of analysis. I can even upload contracts and have the contract merge with the CRM. I don't get all the whole thing. Guys, just go to xleads.com and figure out exactly the right plan for you and sign up there. Again, this is Zach Ginn signing out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a blessed one.